want to float a question that I've heard raised. I'm not endorsing this position, but could the whole OpenClaw uh, hype wave actually been a psyop orchestrated by OpenAI? I've heard that proposed a lot.
Go on.
What
I've not heard this.
Meaning to shift attitudes towards on safety and like making less safe AI normalized?
To trash Anthropic and get people off using Claudebot.
Maybe some of
Claude.
each of those. Also, I think like to reclaim the mantle of openness because OpenClaw is genuinely open source and OpenAI is genuinely extremely closed, though it was founded on a idea of being open and good for humanity. So OpenClaw is kind of this fairly neutral looking open source layer that has recently become very popular. And I'm not endorsing the position, by the way, but but I've heard it proposed or asked, is this something that was orchestrated in order to create a perception of more openness that then OpenAI could co-opt and own?
So it's an interesting theory. I wouldn't put it past them. Then it's interesting. I mean, to me, what's interesting is prior to this takeoff with Claudebot, everyone was using Claude for code. Claude was the dominant thing. They had all of the goodwill from developers. They were the good guys. All of a sudden, these guys come out, use their name. Anthropic threatens them with a lawsuit. Developers hate them because no developer likes watching open source get hit with a lawsuit. And then Sam Altman rides in as the good guy and buys them. And now the open source project is with the closed company. I mean, maybe.
Yeah. And then I think most of OpenClaws get used in a Claude Code environment. So basically, if you have a Claude Code Max subscription, your OpenClaw is churning through tons of tokens. So I think now probably part of this transition to having OpenAI control more of OpenClaw by having hired the guy, I think Anthropic now is nerfing or limiting the ability for OpenClaws to use Claude Code Max subscriptions.
Why?
Well, because they can just churn through a lot more tokens than a typical human developer can. So,
yeah, but why not just up the cost? Like, why not charge per token after like a certain threshold? Like, why would you nerf?
I mean, I think maybe that will roll out in a week, but as of now, I think they're trying to be kind of batten down the hatches a bit on what's effectively like kind of a free token or a fairly generous token allocation that was designed for humans and not sort of priced for kind of relentless 24/7 bots.
Damn. Interesting. Can we also just take a moment to just like acknowledge how freaking weird the world is? Like, it's crazy for me. So I've shared with you guys in the past. I'm pretty sure with other people. The Terence McKenna final interview. I think he's one of the greatest philosophers of the last century. But it's weird for me because he was always kind of like a little. Let's say he's not mainstream, right? But I've seen to the extent that I've been staying mostly off Twitter, but to the extent I've been on there, he's making the rounds on Reddit, on Twitter, like everyone in his final interview where he talks about how as we move towards what he calls basically he calls it a gravity well, which is a point of maximum novelty in the same way that if you have a well in mathematics or in whatever, you have this like point, like gravity, everything sucks down there like a black hole or whatever. And this is his point is as we move closer and closer to whatever this point is, we're just going to see things get weirder and weirder and maximum novelty just come and explode. And it does seem to me that, other people, maybe Ray Kurzweil and others have called this the singularity. Certainly seems to me like we are racing towards whatever that novelty well is. Good, bad, I don't know. But I mean, the world's getting really weird.